Hey. Just introduced these two. They're trying to see who's in charge right now. This one here is a La Mancha. This one over here, this little baby in front of Lucy here, is half Nubian, half boar, a little dappled. Let's see how they do here. Hopefully they do good. Hey baby. You guys gonna check the friends out? Oh God, that looked rough. Everybody's getting to know each other. It is a baby. That little dappled one seems like it's doing pretty good. Everybody's really interested in this La Mancha. If you guys want to know a little trick, when you build your chicken coop, put you a door on the top where you can open it on some hinges, where you can gain access in here without actually letting your chickens out. So if you didn't want to let them out for the day, you can set your feed down in here, or your water, or like what I just did. I stuck some of the hay for them to scratch through and pick through, get all the little seeds that the goats didn't get. It works out pretty handy. Just build you a square box where it's set on top of the frame. I'll show you that. Build you a box. You see how this one is here? It sets down in that 2x4, and there's an overlap on this one that sets on top of it, and then you just set down and hold closed. You can put your latch or something. I've never had, because it's so heavy, I've never had anything try to open it, but I've had something try to push through it, so I had to fix it up some. That thing comes in handy. These little does are doing really good. I don't know if you all can see her. She's exploring a little bit and eating. She's a La Mancha, pregnant. She's getting ready to drop by the looks of it, so we'll have some more babies here pretty soon. And then this other little baby, let's see if I can find her here. This little baby in a couple of months will be ready to be bred, if I can keep that Billy up there away from her, so he don't try to breed her too early. I may have to end up pulling her and putting her in that, ouch. May have to end up putting her in that birthing stall, because if you breed goats too early, it's really, if you try to breed goats too early, it's really hard on their bodies. So you want them to get up to a certain age, you know, 50, 60 pounds, maybe even a little more would be even better, you know, 75, 80 pounds. You want to be close to a year. The guy told me that she was 8 months. I don't see it. She's half Nubian, half boar. I'm guessing she's more like 5 months, 6 months, judging by her teeth. And I'll show you all that sometime. Seems like that I'm not like incredibly knowledgeable with this stuff, guys, but by all means, if I'm helping you, shoot something out there, and if I know it, I'll tell you. If I don't, I'll tell you that I don't. I won't try to act like I do. But if you look at their teeth, you can kind of tell what age they are. And if you go buy adult nannies, you definitely need to look at, if you go buy adult nannies, there's a couple things that you guys need to look for. You need, youch, big rambling rose bush right next to me. You need to check their teeth to see how many they have, if they're worn down. Worn down is the main thing. If you guys are going looking for cheaper goats, you know, you're most likely going to get some older does, like what I got. I got 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, which is a little on the older age. It's fine as long as they got good teeth. You want to make sure that their teeth aren't broken or real worn down, and you want to check their feet. Checking their feet will really tell if somebody took good care of them or not, because if their feet, if their 2 hooves are all overgrown and capped over or split, then they didn't take really good care of them. There, some goats are worse, like that boar. Man, she's got terrible feet, terrible feet. Any of you all that buy boars, I don't see how you do it. They're like, I'll show you all good feet and bad feet on probably the next video, because Lucy's feet, that big white Sanine out there, I don't know if y'all can see her because of this gate, but her feet, she's got good feet, but they need trimmed. So I'll show you all, you know, what they look like when they need to be trimmed. Ouch. I hope you all have been enjoying my vlog. It's different for me trying to do. All the videos I've done before is just like explaining something. So I'm trying, I'm doing my best. We got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of little stuff I'm going to show you all little tricks and stuff in the garden and stuff that I've picked up on. How you make your rows. Let me tell you, I figured out an easy way to make your rows instead of having to dig them all out and trying to stake it off and line them up just right where they're almost perfectly straight. You'll stay tuned. I got a good way of doing that on the garden. The greenhouse, we are going to be probably starting this week if I have time, getting the front boxed in, getting it all ready, put the plastic on it. As soon as I get that done, I'm going to rock and roll with that thing. I'm wanting to get plant starts soon, get them in there and get them started. I got to order my seeds and get going with that. Let me show you this doe. She's pretty. Every time, oh, there she is. Every time that I get the camera on her, she shows her back end. She's really pretty. The guy that I bought her from, I don't know if people just don't buy enough hay when fall comes around or summer, but guys, if you're gonna have animals, you have to have hay. You cannot just buy 10 bales and then wait until you're out and go buy it. It don't work like that, because if you buy those 10 bales and you wait, well, what if they're sold out and you can't find any? You have animals that you have to take care of. You have to feed them. So in the late summer is the best time, because nobody's buying hay anyway. Go talk to a farmer or somebody that's baling hay and buy the hay off of him, and put back 100, 200 bales, square bales, or 6, 7 round bales if you have a few goats and a way to move them. That's the big thing with round bales. They're cheaper, but they're hard to move. You got to put all that hay back. That way you have it all winter and don't have to worry about trying to find it. The guy that I bought these two off, he ended up selling them cheaper to me because he's out of hay. He has nothing to feed his goats. He had 32 goats and not one bale of hay, and nowhere to get any hay, and end up having to sell them cheaper. Nothing against the guy, I mean, but don't make that mistake and have to sell your animals off cheap. I don't plan on it at all. I've got 5 roll bales and at least 100, 200 square bales in that barn over there, and winter's only, well, today's the first day of spring, so winter's over. So and I'm gonna end up putting loose hay up this year. It's supposed to, when you bale it, you lose a lot of the nutrients and everything that's in the hay. If you look back when they used to do it back in the 20s and 30s, that's all they did was loose hay. Even back further than that, they used the scythe and cut it and used all loose hay. So until we can get a baler or something, I'm gonna be putting back a lot of loose hay, which I think would be cool to try to do it. It's a lot more work, but it'd be cool. You cut it. I got a sickle mower on the tractor. We'll cut it, rake it by hand, let it dry out, and then collect it and mound it up and cover it up like they used to. I think as far as the homesteading look and like the experience and stuff, it'd be really cool to do it how they used to do it with the tractor. I'll say that. With the sickle mower, because man, that scythe, I don't know if I could I don't know if I could do all that just yet until I get a little acclimated with so much homestead work and farm work. But once we get there, I would like to try doing it. That'd be cool. A lot of you all suggested that I put some more feeders out, like I was saying. I'm digging them all out and cleaning them, because that trough, I think it'd be good for like 3 goats, which is pretty much what eats in there now. But where I got these other 2 goats, I'm gonna have to have more room to feed. So I'm getting everything, I'm getting all the feeders out. I got my 40-gallon trough to start putting their water in. I've been watering in that little 7-gallon one because I'm scared to death one of them babies getting in there and drowning. I'm like so scared about one of them drowning. That white baby out there, right there, I think he'd be fine. He's big enough to not have to worry about. But that other little baby out there, Let me see if I can zoom in and show you. Ooh, this is kind of hard to. That little baby there is the one I'm worried about. That's the new baby. I'm really worried about him climbing in that big 40-gallon tank and not being able to get out. I'm gonna put a cement block in there. That's what a lot of other people have been doing. That way at least he has something to climb up on. I'm only gonna fill it up. Is that little one I've been using is like 7 gallons and the big one's 40 gallons. And I've had to fill the littler one up twice a day for them to keep full water. So I think if I fill it up like halfway, I think I'll be all right. Just to try to see what happens. That way if he does get in there, it won't be over his head or anything. And then he can get up on that cement block and get out of there. For now, until I can get them all used to it, because summertime, two 5-gallon buckets is not going to work for all these goats. It's going to get hot and they're going to start drinking like crazy. So that 40-gallon, I probably had to fill it up twice a day. So we'll see how it goes. I'll take you all around here and show you the chickies. They've been doing great after I wrapped it with that stuff. That guy that lost your baby goats, or woman, I'm sorry, guy or woman that lost your chicks or baby goats, man, that sucks. That sucks so bad. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad that I haven't had that misfortune. Pray to God I don't have it. But it happens, man. So a lot of times you buy somebody else's problems, and especially if they're cheaper, you just don't know what you're getting into. Or those people at Tractor Supply or Roll King or wherever that sell you baby chicks, they do not care. They're just selling that stuff and getting rid of it. They'll throw it all in big box. If y'all don't know, chicks, you can't put them in a big box all together and then drive them home, because what happens is they huddle together to try to get some warmth where they're not underneath that heat lamp. And what happens is they'll climb on top of each other and squish each other. If you all seen that video that I made a day or two ago about getting my chicks, there was one dead, or morning chores, my bad. Morning chores, one of those chicks was in there that was dead. That's what it was, is they climbed on top of each other. And unfortunately, some of those chicks are really little. Most of them are about the same size now, so they've been doing really good. What happens is, though, they get on top of each other and they just smother them to death. So if you go get like 50 or 100 chicks, make sure you get some smaller boxes. If it's 4 or 5 little boxes, and put them all in there. That way there's not so much weight pushing down that'll kill them. But that sucks, man. Bad. That sucks. My little Rhode Island red rooster, he may end up having to go here pretty soon. He's getting older, and he's getting a little aggressive with my wife and the kids. He's been bucking up. I don't know if I can get him to do it. He's been bucking up on us really bad, especially them, because they're a little skittish around him. So he may end up having to go, which wouldn't be, sucks because he's so pretty, but being pretty ain't everything. Hey babies, what's everybody doing? Oh, looks like everybody's out of feed and water. Is there water in this one? Nope. So, yes, it's feeding time. Everybody doing good? Them Rhode Island production reds are getting a lot bigger.
You need to take that silver stuff out of there.
There's like 1 or 2 little ones.
They're pecking at the wall.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
Is that good?
I don't know. Probably because they've been eating food like crazy.
But they eat a lot.
Man, we got a lot of meat birds, didn't we?
Yeah, I got 44.
Man, I didn't realize there's... How excited are you guys that it's spring? I'm so ready to quit burning wood and for the field to start growing up so I don't have to feed hay or anything. They've been picking a lot, so I haven't had to feed a whole lot. I got that big round bale out there that they're picking through the middle of, so it's been kind of nice. It's really, man, it's nice to be able to finally get these guys. I've had them a week or two now or something like that. It's been really nice. It's been a blessing to be able to finally get them. And then we picked these two up, which I'm pretty happy with them so far. They're a little skittish. I don't think that little doe, I don't think she's ever been outside of a pen. He had her in a little stall. I went to look at her and she was with her sister in there, but they're like, goats are like horses, guys, if you've never been around them. Any kind of prey animal, you have to get them adjusted. Ooh, that's really dark. You have to get them adjusted to you and their environment. If you just lock them up, you know, from birth until however old, when they get out, any kind of noise or anything like that, tarp just barely moved and she jumped back like 2 foot, you have to desensitize them to you and to their environment that they're in. That way they're not so jumpy. You want to be able to walk up to them or take care of them or give a shot to them if you have to. You don't want to have to, like that little Billy, I'll have to show you guys. He's one that I'm working on. You have to pretty much just grab him as he's running by you if you want to get a hold of him. I'm slowly letting, I'm not doing that so much because I don't want him to think anytime I'm around him I'm going to grab him. I want him to just be comfortable with me, walk by me, maybe put my hand on him and graze him just gently. That way he gets used to me just barely touching him, knows that I'm not going to hurt him. That way I can take care of him. And I have to do the same thing with these other two. I finally, my wife named that Alpine, oh crap, I already forgot. Did she name her? I don't know. She named it Lucy Ball's friend on the I Love Lucy. I forget her name. Her friend is what she named that goat after. Oh. So we're slowly getting them all named. I don't really care what they're called, but I like having names because when you go talking about them, you can't just call them the Alpine or the Sanine or the La Mancha. You got to have some kind of names. So if you all can help me on this, I need 2 names for that La Mancha doe and that Nubian / boar little girl that I got. So leave me some names if you got some ideas. We got Lucy and then whatever that other one is, the Alpine. We got Snowballs, the little Billy, and Jace is the bigger Billy, that our breeding Billy that we're using. Let me get out of the sun. Whew, you can't see nothing. They'll poop. And Gina's our boar over there by the chicken coop. So we're slowly getting stuff done. I got to trim her feet. I got to trim a couple of their feet. Gina, I've been slowly trying to get her feet back where it's good, where she can walk on them without them being so sore. I might show you all that. Like I said, show you all how to trim them. They're still a little iffy about me trimming their feet because they're getting used to me, but not far as like picking their feet up and holding them and all that. It's going to take a little bit for them to adjust. So I hope you guys like these videos. If you would, share them to your social media groups, you know, homesteading or anything. Like it and subscribe. It really helped me big time with what I'm trying to do, trying to get out there making these videos to show you all not only my day-to-day, but to help show you all some things that I may know that I don't know. You know, that's information somebody else might not know. So something that you all can learn from me, and it helps me with you all. It helps me learn. So I'm really grateful for you all that have been watching. Stay tuned, a lot more to do.